Fluoroscan Fd Inservice training. The on switch is right down here. It'll take 30 to 40 seconds for the machine to boot up and be ready to go. There are 3 buttons on the screen: perform, review, and shutdown. We want to perform. This will bring us into where we put in the patient information. We need to put in a minimum of the patient's last name and the medical record number. While you have the time, go ahead and fill them all in. If you don't put in the medical record number, it's going to tell you a minimum of patient last name and patient ID must be put in before proceeding. Go ahead and put that in, and then hit perform. This is a touch screen, so we can touch it as well. It now goes into an operational mode. There are 3 handles on the system that you want to be aware of. First handle is right here. Leave that finger tight during the case. That is going to give us our up and our down. With that locked, it's going to stay in position. The other handle is the arm rotation. With this down, the arm will rotate easily. With it locked, it'll stay in position. The other one you want to be aware of is down here, and this is the collimator. It takes us from a large field of view to a small field of view. On the head of the machine, we have some controls. The physician is going to operate through the sterile field. Store or save, that will allow them to save images to the hard drive. Not really going to use that. Image rotation. Going left or right, depending on how they turn it, it's going to be 10 degrees each click. Brightness and contrast. This will allow the physician to change the brightness and contrast of the image without taking another image. The laser pointer, pressing that and releasing it is going to turn the laser on. The X-ray on button, by depressing the button, we'll take an X-ray and release it. The kV and MA up and down will adjust the power setting. The physician can do that manually. The mode button takes it from the continuous operation, which is the way that we're going to do it normally, and if we push this once, it puts into a cine mode, which records a movie, a small movie. This is a noise suppression. This goes from ultra, which is the clear static image, to off, which will allow the physician to do motion. In ultra, we get bad motion, but a great static image. In off, with the physician holding the pedal down, we get good motion, but not a great end picture. So we want to make sure that's in ultra for the great picture. Okay, so we've turned the system on using the on switch. We'll wait for it to come on, we hit perform. We put in the patient information, we hit perform. We take all of our pictures. At the end of the case, we're going to hit review. This will bring up all of the pictures that the physician has taken during the case. They don't want all the pictures. They may want 4 or 5 of them. Usually it's the last pictures. So in a Windows operating world, I can't select multiple images at once, but if I hold the control button down, I can then select the images. We've now selected all the images. The machine wants us to do something with them. If we hit print once, it'll print out 1 strip of those images. If we hit print twice, it'll print it out twice for us. The physician can also print the images as they're going along in the case by using the little black button right here. Depressing that once, we'll print the image. The image that's printed is the image on the left-hand side. If they wanted a different picture, we can bring that up and they can print that as well. So we've gone through, we've printed our pictures, we're done with the case. We're going to hit end session. It asks us, do we want to review the images because we haven't saved anything, or do we want to end the session? Let's do this. Let's hit save, and it's going to save the images we've highlighted. We hit end session again, and end session. It now goes back to the perform, review, shutdown screen. If we're done with the case, we hit shutdown. The machine will turn off. Once the screen's gone completely blank, we can unplug it from the wall. Logging patient information. At the end of the case, you're going to want to log the patient time and exposure, That's going to be right down here. Here's your kV, here's your MA, and here's our DT. That's the duration time, that's the time that we've used it. This case was 4 seconds. The other place we can do that is when we come up to the review button. There's something called a DAP report, which is right down here. You can select that, print that. It gives us all of the parameters of the case that can then be put into your logbook or wherever you want to do it. The foot switch is stored underneath the machine. There's a little shelf down there. Keep the foot switch on the shelf. Don't put the foot switch on top of it. It's going to drop. It's going to break. Is a wireless foot switch. On the foot switch, if the foot switch stops operating, it's probably because the batteries have died. On the back, standard screwdriver, this will come out. There are 3 AA batteries. Just replace those batteries, put the flat back in, and then tighten it back down with the standard screwdriver. Bag the foot switch for use. Proper storage of the arm. This handle right here is going to fit on to this bracket on the actual machine. The arm comes around. The pull fits inside of here. Straighten it out, it goes straight down. Lifts out, it goes down. If it's crooked, it's not going to go easily. This is the proper storage of the arm on the Fluoroscan. We don't want the detector out. It's into the side. If you want, you can put the monitor down. On the back of the system is a foot pedal. The lock is going to lock the wheels. This position, everything rolls. This position, the wheels will lock rolling forward. To change the paper on the printer, press the open button. Old roll comes out, new roll comes in. Have the paper hanging over the top like this, put it back in, and close the door. If when you turn the Fluoroscan on, it comes on and this actual screen comes on, it says, do you want to continue the interrupted acquisition session to save images? What's happened there is somebody didn't shut the system down properly, they probably just unplugged it. If you hit yes, it'll go back to the old patient that was being done prior. If you hit no, it'll start the system up again. If the collimator has been knocked out of position, we're going to get this message on the screen. Move it back to the full field, the little blue handle underneath, and it will take that message away. If we're getting bad images, or if we see this bar show up on the bottom of the screen, the mode button has been activated. Turn that off, it'll say continuous, and then we'll get our nice pictures.